had a business with a team of dietitians. I've written a book, and that was probably my biggest example of imposter syndrome. I didn't want to write a book, but my wife kind of signed me up to this thing, and I did it. But I didn't even put my photo on the book anywhere. Like, it was just almost a shameful thing, as if who was I to write a book, and I didn't want it to get out there. So it is debilitating, and it affects our industry, and I know firsthand just how bad it can be. Welcome to How to Build a Profitable Nutrition Business. If you love nutrition and you love helping people and you want to be in the game long enough to keep doing that, then this is the podcast for you. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of How to Build a Profitable Nutrition Business. So my name is Chris Hughes. I'm a dietitian and founder of MEALZEE, and today's episode on flying solo. This is just a short, sharp episode, but it's a really important topic, and it's about something that holds more people back in our industry than lack of time, lack of money, or even lack of experience. And today I'm going to be talking about imposter syndrome. So imposter syndrome is that inner voice in your head that says, who are you to do this? You're not qualified enough, and you're not good enough. People will find out you're a fraud. And trust me, I've been there. It's an issue that I don't ever really think goes away. I just think people just learn how to deal with it. I've had a business with a team of dietitians. I've written a book, and that was probably my biggest example of imposter syndrome. I didn't want to write a book, but my wife kind of signed me up to this thing, and I did it. But I didn't even put my photo on the book anywhere. Like, it was just almost a shameful thing, as if who was I to write a book, and I didn't want it to get out there. So it is debilitating, and it affects our industry, and I know firsthand just how bad it can be. So what I'm going to talk about in this episode is, what is imposter syndrome? Why does it affect nutrition professionals so bad? And even some famous examples of some people that suffered from imposter syndrome. So what is it? Okay, imposter syndrome is that nagging feeling that you're not good enough despite evidence to the contrary. It's that inner fear that your success is a result of luck, timing, or someone else's help. And that if people really knew you, that they would see that you're not as capable as what they think. Does that sound familiar? It affects high achievers the most, and in the nutrition world, it's rampant. Why? Because we're in a field where we constantly compare ourselves to either influencers or academics. There's so much science to keep up with. And the core reason is that we just genuinely care about what we provide for our clients, and we want to do the right thing. So here's the thing, right? Feeling like an imposter is a sign that you actually care. And it means that you're stepping outside your comfort zone, you're growing, and you're in motion. And that's critical. And if you think you're the only one who suffers from it, you're wrong. Michelle Obama famously said something along the lines of, it doesn't go away, that feeling that, you're never good enough, or that you're a fraud. Even Albert Einstein suffered from imposter syndrome. And Maya Angelou, after having written 11 books, said something to the effect of, I think they're going to find out I'm a fraud. This is the book where I'm going to be exposed. So it affects even the geniuses, the high achievers, the people who have truly impacted generations. But the thing to take note from these guys is they still showed up. They still did the work. So please don't think that you've got to have it all figured out and everything's got to be perfect before you put yourself out there. Now, I think it's really important that nutrition professionals, whether you're a dietitian, nutritionist, naturopath, health coach, needs to hear this message. I mentor a number of dietitians, and I hear this quite a lot. There's a lot of self-doubt. Why would someone pick me? There's so many other dietitians out there. What if I post something on social media and someone calls me out on it? Or what if I'm just not ready yet? Yes, I've graduated from university, but I just don't feel like I'm ready. And the answer to that is, you learn mostly on the job. You're never ready when you graduate. The university teaches us how to learn, not exactly the content that we need to know. But if you're saying these things to yourself, it's really important, this next message. Someone out there needs to hear your exact voice, your exact tone, and your exact personality. You might have an influencer out there with 50,000 followers, and she's got all this engagement, but at the same time, she might be rubbing other people up the wrong way because they don't have your tone, your personality. They don't deliver it in the way that you do it. And the longer you stay in your head worrying about this, the longer they're going to go without help. But let me repeat that. The longer you stay in your head battling this imposter syndrome that you're not good enough, someone out there is missing out on the services that you offer that's going to impact their life. All right, so how do we actually get over this? How can you get out of your own way? I'm going to give you a number of strategies that have helped me over the years, And so hopefully you can gain some value from what I'm about to talk about. And the first one is to counsel yourself like you would counsel a client. If you had a client sitting there saying that they're not good enough, they can't do this, whatever it might be, you're not going to sit there and agree with them. You would reflect on what they've achieved. You would reflect on their skills, their attributes, their positives that they've got that's going to help them get out of that situation. You need to counsel yourself. You need to do the same. This next one helped me a lot. Shift from perception to service. So what do I mean by that? Stop thinking about what everyone else is going to be thinking and think, how can I actually help someone today? That should be the focus. It's what impact are you going to have with the services that you're going to put out there? Also, stop waiting for permission. No one's going to come along, tap you on the shoulder and say, okay, now you're good enough. Now you're ready to put yourself out there, promote yourself, promote your services. That's never going to happen. Start the blog, do the podcast, launch the offer, whatever it is. The best time to do it was yesterday. The second best time is today. Now, once you put it out there, you need to embrace the cringe. It is inevitable. And in fact, I almost guarantee you're going to look back at your early stuff and cringe at what you put out there. And to be honest, if you're not cringing, you waited too long. You have to cringe. It's evolution. Whatever you put out, you will improve on. And when you look back, it's always going to be an improvement on what you put out initially. That's evolution. It's going to happen. Embrace it, move forward. Now, I was at a conference a number of years ago, and there was an exercise that significantly helped me in this situation. And apologies to the presenter, I can't remember her name, but she was phenomenal. The exercise was basically to grab the partner next to you. And so this was a stranger, so immediately awkward. And what you had to do was just stare into their eyes. Okay, so you're sitting there staring into their eyes and you're looking at them. And you had to reflect on what are you thinking? And so basically you're thinking, what's this person think of me? I'm sitting here staring at their eyes. Are they picking apart my features, or am I, whatever it may be, are they thinking I'm an idiot? Do I stink today? Whatever it may have been. And then, so the presenter then got us to reflect on what we were thinking. And then the pivotal moment was when she said, now, what do you think they were thinking? And everyone was thinking the exact same thing. They weren't thinking about the person they were staring at. They were thinking about what that person was thinking about them. So people are more worried about themselves than they are about you. So just put yourself out there. You can't control what other people think. It's none of your business. Now, I've also just recently read an amazing book by Mel Robbins called Let Them. Some of you may have recently listened to it. I would highly recommend you have a listen. It's really just about letting go. You can't control other people. Let them think what they want. Don't let that be a stress on your life. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend you grab that book. It's a great read and something that I certainly think most nutritionists, dietitians, naturopaths, health professionals would resonate with. So I'm going to leave you with one final quote or one final thought for this podcast. Hopefully you've gained something from this. And this is from Theodore Roosevelt. And the quote goes like this: it's not the critic who counts. The credit belongs to the man or woman who is actually in the arena, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, but who does actually strive to do the deeds. So to summarize that, at the end of the day, what counts is who's actually getting out there trying to make an impact. The critics will be the critics. Let them do them. You just get out there, put out the offer, the post, the podcast, the services that can have the impact on people that you know they can. That's it for today. That's a wrap. Hopefully you enjoyed this podcast. Hopefully you got some real value out of it. If there's anyone that you think would benefit out of this podcast, whether it's a colleague, friend, associate, whatever it may be, please feel free to share. Please also subscribe so you can tune into future podcasts. Thanks. Did you find this podcast valuable? There may be other nutrition professionals out there will also. If you like, share, and subscribe, it's going to help other nutrition professionals make an impact on the world just like you. Thanks.